Alright, buckle up. Because what went down between Sierra and Yandy is not your average reality TV drama. It's the kind of chaos that makes social media explode and leaves fans questioning whether the cameras are even real. Sources claim the tension had been simmering for months, but nobody, and I mean nobody, was prepared for the sheer audacity of this latest showdown. Sierra, known for her fiery temper and zero-filter attitude, allegedly came at Yandy with a vengeance that could only be described as nuclear. And Yandy? The picture of calm on the surface. But insiders whisper she's been quietly stockpiling resentment like a time bomb waiting to go off. Let's set the scene. The cast was gathered for what producers called a simple check-in. But anyone with a clue knows that's reality TV code for let's see who melts down on camera first. Yandy walks in, composed, exuding that icy aura that says, "Don't test me," while Sierra is already pacing, muttering under her breath, and rolling her eyes at everyone within a 5-foot radius. You could cut the tension with a knife. One anonymous insider told us, the moment Yandy stepped in, Sierra's entire vibe changed. It was like watching a lion circle its prey. And honestly, that's putting it mildly. The argument ignited over what fans are now calling loyalty accusations, and yes, it gets as juicy as it sounds. Yandy threw shade about fake friends, slyly hinting that some people only show love when it suits them. Sierra tension between Sierra and Yandy had been simmering for months, but nothing could have prepared the cast or the audience for the chaos that erupted during what was supposed to be a routine filming session. Sources claim the room was electric from the moment Yandy walked in, her calm yet icy demeanor immediately setting everyone on edge, while Sierra, already visibly irritated, wasted no time letting her frustration show. The argument began subtly, with little digs, sarcastic laughs, and eyebrow raises that hinted at deeper resentments. But it quickly escalated when Yandy made a point to comment about loyalty, implying that some people only pretended to be friends when it benefited them. Sierra reportedly snapped, her voice sharp and cutting as she accused Yandy of hypocrisy and hinted at private conversations that allegedly crossed lines and breached trust. Insiders say voices overlapped, the air thick with tension as accusations flew about friendships, broken promises, and perceived betrayals, each comment more loaded than the last. What makes a story even more explosive is the alleged involvement of Mendes, whose name surfaced multiple times during the argument, sparking a mix of anger, disbelief among the cast members and producing what one insider described as a pressure cooker of emotions ready to blow. The situation reportedly reached a boiling point when Sierra allegedly blocked Yandy's path and, in one swift motion, grabbed her wig, dragging her backward while screams and gasps filled the room. Cast members lunged to intervene, security scrambled, and chairs scraped across the floor, creating a scene that insiders insist looked more like a staged wrestling match than a reality TV argument. Sources claim Yandy, furious and humiliated, could be heard yelling that Sierra had lost her mind, while Sierra, her chest heaving, reportedly muttered about exposing the truth that nobody else had the courage to speak. Even after the altercation ended, the aftermath reportedly left the cast divided, some taking Yandy's side and others quietly siding with Sierra, speculating that she had simply voiced suspicions that everyone had whispered about behind the scenes for months. Social media allegedly exploded within minutes, with leaked clips spreading like wildfire, fans dissecting every frame, and conversations about the feud dominating feeds around the clock. Insiders suggest producers were simultaneously thrilled and horrified, recognizing the potential ratings gold while worrying that the footage might be too raw and personal to air in full. Behind the cameras, tension reportedly lingered as both women regrouped separately, Sierra hinting that she had more to reveal, and Yandy working to preserve her family's reputation. While processing the public humiliation, the situation, according to sources, spiraled further over the following days as speculation intensified. Cast members whispered in corners, and social media theories ranged from allegations of manipulation to claims of hidden betrayals, turning what started as a single, explosive moment into a full-blown narrative that dominated the reality TV landscape. By the time the dust had settled, insiders say the energy on set remained thick. Every glance between Sierra and Yandy carrying the weight of unspoken resentment, every interaction a potential spark for another confrontation, leaving everyone involved in watching fans wondering if anything would ever be the same again. The fallout from the wig-dragging incident reportedly didn't stop with the cameras turning off, as both Sierra and Yandy allegedly carried their feud into every corner of the set, leaving cast members walking on eggshells and crew members whispering nervously about what might happen next. Insiders claim that Sierra, fueled by adrenaline and a sense of vindication, spent hours confiding in anyone who would listen, dropping hints about secret conversations and hidden truths that allegedly painted Yandy in a far less perfect light than fans had been led to believe, while Yandy, still reeling from the humiliation and the shock of being physically attacked, reportedly retreated to private spaces with her closest friends, trying to regain composure while fuming over the perceived betrayal and the public spectacle that had instantly gone viral. Rumors allegedly circulated that Mendes' name had only intensified the fire, as fans and cast alike speculated whether his alleged interactions with Sierra had crossed boundaries, creating a web of suspicion and tension that made every room they entered feel like a ticking time bomb. Some insiders suggest that producers deliberately staged situations to keep the women apart while still filming, fearful that any proximity might ignite yet another explosive confrontation. But even from a distance, the presence of each other seemed to provoke sharp words, pointed glances, and whispered threats, creating an atmosphere so thick with anxiety that veteran cast members reportedly described it as the most intense tension they had ever experienced on set. Social media, naturally, amplified every tiny detail with clips, fan theories, and imagined scenarios spreading across platforms within minutes, leaving the women under scrutiny for every move, facial expression, and whispered comment, while commentators debated endlessly about who had been in the right, who had been provoked, and whether the physical altercation would have long-term repercussions for both their reputations and the show itself. According to anonymous sources, the stress reportedly reached a level where some crew members feared that the feud could escalate into more serious confrontations, while producers allegedly scrambled to contain the narrative, debating whether to air the footage in full, edit it heavily, or even create a spin-off around the conflict to capitalize on the viral attention, recognizing that while the situation was chaotic, it was also precisely the kind of drama that reality TV thrives on. Friends of both women reportedly described the days following the incident as emotionally draining, with Yandy struggling to protect her family's image while dealing with lingering anger and embarrassment, and Sierra allegedly reveling in the attention and planning strategic ways to reveal additional details that would further fuel speculation, all while cast members tried to navigate a minefield of divided loyalties, shifting alliances, and whispered secrets that left the set feeling like a powder keg waiting for the next spark. By the time filming resumed, sources insist that the tension had become a permanent backdrop, with every scene, every casual conversation, and every reaction now loaded with unspoken history and unresolved conflict, creating an ongoing spectacle that insiders claim was impossible to ignore, leaving fans and observers alike glued to every update, every leaked clip, and every post, knowing that the feud between Sierra and Yandy had not only changed the dynamic of the show, but had transformed into a full-blown cultural moment that would be talked about for weeks, if not months, to come. So now, after everything that just went down, the real question hits: where do we go from here? Can anyone honestly say this feud between Sierra and Yandy is over? Or are we just witnessing the opening act of a reality TV war that could spiral even further out of control? Fans are already on edge, scrolling endlessly through clips, reactions, and rumors, trying to piece together every hidden detail. And let's be honest, who can resist the drama when the tension is this thick, the accusations this wild, and the stakes this high? You have two women, both refusing to back down, both seemingly armed with secrets and potentially explosive revelations, and an entire cast caught in the crossfire, some trying to stay neutral, some quietly taking sides, and all of them contributing to a spectacle that is equal parts shocking and addictive. And we can't forget the alleged involvement of Mendes, whose silence only fuels the fire and keeps fans speculating about the possible behind-the-scenes dynamics that might never fully come to light, because in reality TV, perception is everything, and every single frame, glance, and whispered comment is dissected like it's a matter of national importance. Now imagine this: the cameras roll, the arguments continue, and social media is exploding in real time, fans picking apart every angle, debating who's in the right, who's playing games, and who might finally crack under the pressure. And you, yes, you are part of that conversation. You're reading, watching, reacting, commenting, sharing, because the chaos is not just entertainment, it's a phenomenon, a cultural moment that has everyone hooked, invested, and hungry for the next twist. So here's your chance to weigh in, to tell the world exactly what you think, and to get involved in a story that's only going to get messier, hotter, and even more controversial as the days go by. Do you think Sierra really crossed the line? Or is Yandy hiding behind an image of perfection while pushing buttons until the gloves come off? Could this feud ever be resolved? Or is it destined to drag on like one of those epic rivalries we all secretly love to watch unfold? And most importantly, are you ready to stay glued to every update, every leaked clip, every dramatic reveal? Because trust me, this story is far from finished. And missing a moment could mean missing the most shocking twists yet. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and drop your thoughts in the comments because we want to hear every single opinion, every hot take, every outrageous theory. This is not just a fight, not just a feud, it's a spectacle. And it's happening right before our eyes. Don't blink, because when it comes to Sierra and Yandy, one thing is certain: the chaos is unstoppable, the drama is real, and the next chapter is guaranteed to leave us all gasping for what happens next.